I would not describe myself as a creative person, but I recently discovered I really love painting.
That was really random. Anyway, let's continue.
Sorry, buddy.
A while back, I sat down with Brianna, a Northwestern rising sophomore studying communication sciences and disorders. We sat down and talked about priorities and what that meant for her in her freshman year, this coming school year. How do you think your priorities in college compare or contrast to your high school priorities?
Definitely now academics are the main focus in my life. I may be only in class for a total of 3 or 4 hours a day, but the amount of work we have to do outside of class ends up taking a large proportion of my time. Secondly, establishing relationships has been also a really big priority because I grew up in a place where I'd never moved, so I never really had to restart, make friends over again. Whereas in college, I had to start basically from ground zero to build relationships.
What are some tips you would give to the listener for maximizing their time on a daily basis?
The tips I would give to a listener.
It's not ASMR yet.
No. Everyone tells you, go to class, you're paying for it, you might as well attend. However, I think a more important tip is to be present in class, mentally present. Get out of it what you're actually paying for. My second tip, study alone. I know in college, most people want to socialize and studying is quite dreary to do it alone. However, whenever you're focusing just on the stuff you need to get done, not what Kristen is going to do this weekend, you're able to give your full attention to the tasks at hand. And my third and final tip, find out how you best organize your time in life. For me in high school, I swore by paper planners. In college, you have to be very flexible with your time because people flake on you, things change last minute. So writing things in pen, even if it's pencil, it just gets annoying really quickly to erase. So what I found that works best for me is using Google Calendar.
Then the conversation started to quickly touch on mental health, with mental health being an important aspect of student life and life in general. We had to talk about it. Obviously, we all know college is a stressful place. What are some things you do to aid your mental health?
I would describe myself as an introvert. So for me, taking time to be alone and to just be mindful of myself, whether that means just being a mental vegetable, watching Netflix, or just taking a nap, that helps me recharge. A second thing that helps with my mental state is being active, riding your bike somewhere, taking the stairs rather than the elevator, or just playing kickball with friends out on the lawn. Something just to stay active. It really boosts the mood. And also just eating a healthy, nutritious diet can really do well. When your physical body feels well, it also helps your mental health.
As one of the final segments of our conversation, I asked Brianna to kind of reflect on her freshman year, what she neglected in her life, and relationships came up. And we wound up talking about Tinder, so listen on.
Looking back, I've neglected relationships, mostly the romantic ones. I noticed a pattern of me whenever I get close to a guy, I don't want to get closer out of fear. I've either pushed away guys or have not pursued guys. And while it does seem like a very surface level thing, it helps shape a person to learn more about their sexuality and to learn more about partnering before we go off in the world of where adult dating, whether it means exploring Tinder or whether it means just going on a couple dates.
And I know you downloaded Tinder. How has that experience been for you?
I'm still unsure how I feel about hookup culture. However, the app does offer some positives. One, it allows you to get a kind of a demographic sense of the available guys on campus. Two, it kind of gives you a boost whenever you match or whenever they message you. It just kind of helps your ego a bit. We all need a little pick-me-up, even if it's like a surface level one. I kind of see it as like a trial run to like talking and flirting with guys. You can be more risky or say things that you may not be comfortable saying, so it allows you to explore your own personality when it comes to dating and relationships.
Definitely a lot of college students wind up prioritizing partying and like hookup culture and like drinking. How have you kind of like put that in your prioritization list?
So I normally save partying or just late nights out for the weekends. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe not Sunday, definitely not Sunday. And it's not every weekend for me. I didn't really go to high school parties just because they didn't really seem all that interesting. Just kind of people standing around in the basement, which actually hasn't changed much in college, to be honest. It's just a fraternity basement now. So getting here, my experience with drinking was I was very cautious about it because I've never tested my limits. So, proud to say I've never binge drink or like threw up or like had a hangover in the morning. I have like drank more than like my comfort level, but I was always with a very close friend of mine to keep watch over me.
Now, after talking, I asked the big question. What would you rate yourself overall for how you prioritized your freshman year?
I would set myself at like a solid 7.5, maybe an 8. Academics were always my first priority. I think where I lacked was the depth of the quality of time that I set aside for the items, because a lot of time I wasted just scrolling through social media or kind of engaging in very surface level conversations with people that I probably have never talked to again or just don't really have an interest in seeing again.